Ah, there you are, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Good to see you and welcome to another field mission with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done every day for the last nearly 9 months, the daily streak remains strong. I am here in the field, but I still have a little free time today to brief you guys on the hidden mysteries of this dark and mysterious place we call the SCP Foundation, our place of employment. So if you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff that contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, of which there might be ears around us, so we have to be careful today. And of course, hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview. Perhaps they're from a different multiverse or a pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we have about 40 minutes for today's briefing. But before I get into the main event, let me start with a little housekeeping. First of all, Dr. Val Cat, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team. Congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, 369 Destroyer, Amber, Researcher Last, Captain Evil, Reese, John, Oswald, the Scarlet King, Dr. Vincent Wren, Cody Clough, Dark Duality. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here on time. Punctuality is important, and thank you for being members of Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Desk, good to see you ready for the stream. And meanwhile, Fell Sands Undertale, Site 60, Avari. My name is Ace, Dragon Cub, and Rosehill. Thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you today. Now, I already see a member message. Let me get to that real quick. Reminder that when I'm in the field, I cannot see Ko-Fi donations. I cannot look up SCPs because I don't have a back channel. So you guys got to explain if you have questions about a particular SCP very clearly in the chat so that I can understand what you're talking about. I also cannot see donations under $5 unless I go to a separate chat menu. So I will get to them. I will not miss them, but it might take me a minute. So remind me if I'm missing a low dono. Starting off, Dark Duality, thank you for your 7 months membership as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Hi, been a while, sorry, had to deal with a very sulking cartoon clown. Well, you know what? I'm sure the clown had it coming. If it was Herman, well, if I do not want to hear about Herman Fuller's problems, his very disquieting problems. Now, many of you are asking, ooh, where are you? Well, okay, so here is what happened. What had happened was I finally met with local mobile task. I can't get used to saying local first. Local Mobile Task Force 237 Lathe, codename the Green Thumbs. We met in the woods yesterday, I showed you. And here's what happened. They have been, if you deal with their documents on the SCP database, if you read through the Green Thumb hub, you will see that their trail goes cold. And I think it has something to do with our agents, because here in Tampa, Florida, as well as the greater Hillsborough County and Pasco County areas, apparently they're having trouble with a group who is manufacturing an anomalous drug that gives you minor reality-bending powers for a temporary time scale. Just anyone who takes this anomalous drug can become a reality bender. I'm sure you can imagine the chaos this is. One of them ended up using cannibalistic squirrels in order to distract the team so that they could escape. That was a brutal document log. So yes, right now I am in a location awaiting the possible dealer who may be peddling these things. Of course, if I'm going to meet someone who is an anomalous dealer, I need to be in a place where they are willing to go, and that is a sort of neutral territory in Tampa, Florida called the Spook Easy Lounge. And if I give you a quick look around here, I think, yes, people are curious about the chair that I'm sitting on, and then we're looking at quite the macabre setting. You don't want to insult that one, it gets grumpy. At least it's stuck for now. So yes, you come early in the day before everyone shows up, all the weirdos. I also got to keep my head down because the Serpent's Hand is not in a very good mood with me. And if any of their members show up, I might be forced into an altercation, which I would prefer not to be. Dr. Val, I will try to remember that the cat is not part of your name. Usually I'm just riffing off what people's names are in the chat, so I will do my best. Sonic the Hedgehog, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a chocolate chip cookie on your way past the bar over there. Hey man, your Foundation baddies sent me on a mission to get back an SCP or whatever, currently at a costume party. So I do dressed up as a plague doctor dragging dudes to the back, SCP or nah. That's not a costume party. You seem to be in the kind of anomalous situation that I'm currently dealing with. So keep your eyes peeled and don't touch the plague doctor. Where could we get this reality pill, Dr. Sherman, asking for containment purposes? Intern Clough, I am currently trying to find the dealer so that we are able to contain this thing. This is a huge threat. Do you think possibly our agents were just poofed out of existence by reality benders? Do you think that's why they're missing? The Green Thumbs seem to like that hypothesis. Are you a member of the Illuminati? Intern Fisherman, the Illuminati wishes. They can't afford me. Hey guys, maybe let's not take a reality bending drug around the guy who hunts reality benders. Yeah, that makes sense. Spooky place? Yes, Dr. Moonston. One must get used to dealing with anomalous locales in our line of work, though, so I'd recommend some exposure therapy if you can find your own local Spook Easy lounge. At least the coffee's good. Intern Gilbert, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a coffee on your way past the bar over there. Hey Doc, is that amulet anomalous? No. Nope. Not at all. Not at all anomalous, for sure. Dr. Sherman, where did you purchase the jumper on your chair? Well, Intern Kelms, I actually did not purchase it at all. This was a gift from my mother for the holidays. I stopped by to see her while I'm on the field mission. So, I do not know where to get it, but I believe it to be a standard run-of-the-mill Redbubble or Amazon shop, something like that. Researcher Last, thank you for your 2 months as a level 1 researcher. We appreciate your membership and your service. My lock is working. I haven't had a soda stolen yet. Well, protecting your break room snacks and beverages is a high priority. Why are we talking about the Illuminati? But if we are talking about the Illuminati, is there an SCP about it? I don't know why the Illuminati was brought up, Captain Evil Greasy John, but I would not be shocked if the Illuminati were in some facet of the SCP universe. I have not looked into them myself. The database is vast, and we can't all cover every corner of the universe's lore. But one could go to the top right of any SCP document or the home page into the search function, and you could search Illuminati and see how many times it comes up. I'm gonna put a slight, let's say, I would bet a damn fine cup of coffee that it was at least 5 mentions on the database. Sonic the Hedgehog, thank you for donating again to say. Update, the Plague Doctor was doing surgery in the back. Said something about me having the pestilence. Knocked him out, worst night ever. Well, first of all, the Plague Doctor is an it. Remember, anomalies are not treated as people, they are treated as objects. The Plague Doctor is an it, not a him. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. And it's very nice that you, by default, wear gloves, allowing you to punch the Plague Doctor without dying from its biological halting touch. Be careful when moving it. Escape Goat, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a bagel on your way past the bar over there. Why does SCP-173 cell need to be cleaned manually? Why not build a cell like a massive shower and have a machine clean it? Because it's very expensive for a problem that's easily solved by 3 guys in a broom. Plus, machinery can clog. Machinery can have all sorts of issues. And then we'd have maintenance guys going in there and having to do maintenance on the machinery while keeping their eyes on the giant statue that snaps your neck and kills you. No. It is easier to use the people. Rebel Commander, thank you for your 5-month member message as a level 1 researcher. Make sure to grab your, Foundation contain TVA or do they wipe our asses? Well, that would be a debate for the Temporal Anomalies Department. Pardon me. The Temporal Anomalies Department of the SCP Foundation. That is where they would take up their situation. The TVA is pretty vast and well devoted to just handling time, so I think their specialization might be enough to make them a problem for us. Definitely a rival group of interest, if anything. Illuminati is a group of interest. Is that your conjecture, Researcher Last, or is that something you looked up on the database? Let me know. I think that sounds like conjecture to me. Intern Bailey, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Researcher Sniper, thank you for your 2 months as a level 1 researcher here at the Foundation. We appreciate your membership and your service. Dr. Sherman, I have broken up with my GF and I am sad. Well, as your site director, that is not really my prerogative. I would suggest taking this up with the on-site therapist. And also, there. I hope you're well. Good luck. Double checking I haven't missed any member messages or donations before returning to the general chat. Cleared. Dr. Sherman, how do you know the SCP Foundation isn't an anomaly and something is just putting this thought into your brain that it exists. Well, first of all, it does exist, so that second part means nothing. We know the SCP Foundation exists. Furthermore, there's no one saying that the SCP Foundation isn't an anomaly. There are multiple SCP documents written about the Foundation itself being an anomaly in one way or another. A couple of SCP-001 proposals are about that, for instance. So, no one's not saying that. A Scapegoat, thank you for donating again to say, would Doctor Who be better of contained or recruited? If I could get that timey-wimey bastard in a box, trust me, I will. And not a police box, no, an actual containment cell. That madman in a box has run around far too much. Lock it up, throw away the key. That's what I say. Gamer77, thank you for your 8-month member message as a Mobile Task Force Captain here at Site-42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Any update on Puppy of Interest 42? Puppy of Interest 42, currently with temporary codename Charlie, is doing well. I mean, obviously, Puppy of Interest 42 is back at Site-42, not in the field with me, but I hear that the Puppy of Interest is doing quite well. Actually, there's a tale about all the ways we tried to automate cleaning 173 sale, and they all failed in one way or another. 369 Destroyer, I find that very interesting, and I'd like to know what tale it is, if you can find it. But, very cool. Dr. Sherman, do you need a Dr. Pepper? No, I have a coffee. I'm fine. Is there any fish-related SCP? Well, the appropriately named Fish Chat, Intern Fish Chat, I would suggest starting with the SCP known as codename Mr. Fish. Mr. Fish is a fish. Ooh, what kind of coffee? This is a iced coffee with oat milk and marshmallow flavoring. At the very least, if I have to hang out in a spooky spot like the Spookeasy here, at least I have a tasty coffee to go with it. Intern Ethan, of course. When we talk about SCP fish, we cannot leave out SCP-5320, the infinite fish that just goes on forever. Another delightful SCP fish. How much time is there left in stream? Dr. Moonston, we are currently with 23 minutes left in stream. 23 minutes left in stream. Dr. Sherman, do you get Monster Energy at the Foundation? Well, Intern Robin, most energy drinks are available in the commissaries on site. Let's get drunk at work. Amen, Amber. At least for the SCP-5320 team. There's also Fish Prison, SCP-6222. Very nice, Dr. Vincent Wren. Meanwhile, there's one fish that has the ability to destroy anything that is worth more than like $10. I don't remember the anomaly's designation number or code name, but it's an anomaly that destroys things that are nice. Ow, I missed the whole thing. Intern Sarah, this is a short stream. We're only 20 minutes in, so if you're just starting now, you have missed half of the stream, but not the back half. What if 049 went to the Infinite IKEA? Well, any anomaly that went in there would be lost to us because once you go in and the door moves, you can't get back out. That's why people's suggestions to hide SCPs in the Infinite IKEA as a storage space is a terrible plan. They would get lost, swarmed by the IKEA employees, the -2s, so no, terrible plan, should not do that. Help, the butter is fighting back. Do we have another Director Rosie overcomes his sour cream addiction situation again? Because the anomalous self-replicating sour cream was a big mess to clean up. The temporary janitors we had to bring on were so expensive. Can you contain it without help? That's all I ask. What would happen if we used the reluctant dimension hopper in the Infinite IKEA? Well, intern Gilbert, 507 jumps dimensions. It would jump dimensions, and then where would it end up? I mean, we don't know where it ends up most of the time anyways, so there's not much data we can get there. Intern Owens, happy birthday to you yesterday. Congratulations on making it another year. Here in the Foundation, that is a hard thing to pull off. Eat the Rich Fish, SCP-8271. Thank you, Dr. Vincent Wren. That is exactly who I was thinking of. Eat the Rich Fish. Excellent. Found that tale. It's called Blood is Thicker Than Water. That sounds like exactly the name of a tale like that. That is very clearly what that's called. Good work, Achromatic Abatement, for your naming of database entries. Intern Jack, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. How's the situations with the Markipliers going? The Markipliers are held at bay, but, I mean, held at bay means what when we've lost the United States, Canada, Guam, part of the United States territories anyways, the UK, and Australia. We are losing ground, and I hear that by January 30th, we might be reaching the apex of the situation. So we can only hold out till then. Perhaps we'll be able to bring things back to normal. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again to say, a puppy born with two heads resembles Orthrus from Greek myth, but does it qualify as anomaly or is it natural? Huh. So we would have to run tests on the animal, because there are proper, normal, two-headed dogs born, other sorts of deformations. But it is wholly possible that it could be anomalous. So we would have to run some tests on that one. Dr. Sherman, have you ever heard of the Lobotomy Corporation? We have similar creatures as you guys do. I am familiar with the Lobotomy Corporation. I have not played said game, but I have at least heard tell of another group inspired by us doing things in the gaming space. And I hear it's pretty fun. No offense, but what happens if the sun turns everyone to blobs? Well, first off, Intern Richard, why would I take offense to that question? Secondly, if the sun turned everyone into blobs, everyone would be blobs. That's what would happen. That is a Apollyon scenario in the SCP-001 When Day Breaks document. And yes, 99% of the world's population is poofed. The stragglers have nothing really going for them. Remember Floating Hand Spider. Intern Eli, yes. I remember floating hand spider. What if you experiment on SCP-3008? Well, intern Leo, what experiment do you want to do on the infinite IKEA? That depends a lot on what if would happen. I don't think I said it yesterday, but thanks for the pen spinning tutorial. Going to use this when I'm bored. Well, that's wonderful. Yes, even with mouthwash, we managed to spin successfully. So keep up the good work. Practice, practice, practice. Would it be possible to rewrite SCP-001 Daybreak's properties into turning people into plums instead of blobs? The policy for rewriting SCP documents is quite simple. If it is on the database, it was written by someone, and if it was written by someone, you need their permission to edit the page. This does not apply to collaborative pages, but 99% of SCP Wiki entries are not collaborative. And so in that case, you would need permission from the creator to change the properties of the anomaly. Based on the popularity of that particular article, I highly doubt that the author would be willing to allow you to change its anomalous property to turns people into plums. Dr. Night4, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cookie cake on your way past the commissary. Hello, Dr. Sherman. I am Dr. Night4. I'm using my multiverse communicator to ask for some advice on capturing anomalous beings and objects. Well, I would very much study multiple SCP data entries if you have access to the database, and I would settle on investigating the containment procedures for each one, these special containment procedures, which is what SCP is all about. And so, from there, you would see how we contain the anomalies we contain, and you can utilize that for future anomalies you are looking for. What's your favorite SCP? Intern Eli, I always tell you my favorite SCPs at the end of stream. It's kind of a tradition around these parts. That is in 14 minutes, so if you want to wait till the end, you'll hear my favorite SCPs during the outro. Or you can donate to make me say it early. I mean, that's fair. Or you can just go to yesterday's stream, because I said it at the end of yesterday's stream too. Whatever works for you. Sinuses after being out in the woods all night yesterday. Sheesh. My apologies. What if every SCP died? Well, intern Gaming Leo, first of all, I need you to be a little more explanatory with your questions. You're asking very, very short, simple questions that I don't really have much of an answer to because there's not much detail in them. For instance, I do know of a tale on the database called Quiet Days, which is the day that all anomalies stopped being anomalous. And so, at that point, why have a foundation if everything's normal now? And then I believe SCP-6500 called Impasse has a version where all anomalies become non-anomalous, and it's kind of an end-of-the-world scenario for anomalies. Double checking some menus here just to make sure I'm all in the clear. All right, the butter is dead. I'm grabbing a broom now. Well, congratulations, although I'd rather you have contained it rather than neutralized it, but at least it's not spreading. I would suggest a mop, though. A broom seems counterintuitive to dealing with a loose solid such as that. Does the SCP Foundation give health insurance? Of course, intern Drick. Of course, we have the best health insurance. We have a lot of injuries on site. It better be. And of course, things like using the gender switching stone, SCP-113, is part of your Foundation mandated health package if you want to transition genders. That is between you and your on-site therapist. Just make sure you do all the paperwork. I touched some weird-looking crystal and now it's growing on me. Am I going to be fine? Intern Tarantula, are you just some sort of multiversal entity that is continually doing the SCP version of Dumb Ways to Die? Because, once again, you are in a position where, no, you're not going to be fine. The contagious crystal kills you. So, since it is now growing on you, you are going to perish. Sorry for your this versal version of you. What would happen if SCP-131 and SCP-049 were in the same room? Well, intern Spiderbud, I don't believe 049 has any quarrel with the iPods. So, I mean, they are basically just little anomalous cats, basically. So, I do know that if 049 touched them, then they would die, because they are biological beings. So, I'd rather that not happen. I imagine the paperwork for using the gender-switching stone would be like the Foundation is not responsible for your periods and or morning wood or something. Well, that's a little vulgar, but no. The paperwork for SCP-113 use is more focused on the fact that it sets every single one of your nerves on fire during the transformation, figuratively, not literally. But it does hurt like a motherfucker for a time. And so, beyond being warned of that, there is a non-zero chance of death. It's a risk you're going to take. And every time you reuse the stone, you increase that risk. So, we only want you to use it once, and therefore we dot all our I's and cross our T's before allowing use. Why does Dr. Sherman look traumatized? Well, dispatch. I'm answering a lot of strange questions. I would think my staff would be a little wiser, but that's what the Containment Hazard Assessment Team is for. It's for educating. Just remember, it's my job to make you guys smarter. Gods help me. All the G's like Power Rangers in this kind. I want, in this way, I want Uber Driver Jesus, and Vor Jesus, and Cockblock Jesus, and Milk Jesus, and Bread Jesus, all to Power Rangers in and help me with this, because we need all the help we can get. I am in your walls. Help. Well, I mean, that's not unlikely. I mean, if I turn the database here, I mean, there's already someone in the walls, so you're gonna have to hang out and make room, okay? It's a very interesting locale. Dr. Knight 4, thank you for donating again to say, thank you for the advice. We are currently understaffed due to our last capture. Well, that happens sometimes. These operations can be a little rough. Cyber Claws, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a mocha on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, what if I escaped containment? Well, then I would require you to return to containment, and we would have a team to do that. Escape Goat, thank you for donating again to say, my garden is covered in spider webs. You can't walk 2 feet without being caught in webbing. Not anomalous, but can I use D-Class to deal with it? Improper use of D-Class is a minor infraction. No, I would more likely call maintenance. They might be busy, but they'll get there. I am causing my friends to fixate on SCPs too now. Heh heh heh. Well, good work. The mimetic trend is spreading. So if we would break one of the SCP-3000s down, then we get a caravan and go in to get meatballs. Have some kind of marketing to know how to go back. Marking to know how to go back. And to keep the wall open, I have 131 look at it. No, Captain Evil, Greasy John, this is a terrible plan. You have not thought it through. First of all, yes, while the iPods, the 131s, could keep an eye on the door for you, that is not improper. They are still just pet animals. They are more likely not to listen to your orders and to move on. We were very lucky that they were smart enough to look at 173. Secondarily, you can't break any wall in the Infinite IKEA to get out. Breaking a wall in the Infinite IKEA causes you to be in more of the IKEA on the other side. From the outside, breaking a wall to get into the Infinite IKEA are going to bring you into the natural, normal IKEA that's within the building. The only way in and out of the Infinite IKEA is the singular exit door, the one that moves. So, no, you need to go back to the drawing board with this plan. There is no meatball caravan. By the way, Site42 staff, we have 3 minutes left on stream. 3 minutes, so this is your last chance for questions. Very weird question, but what if you eat an SCP? Well, intern dispatch, that very much depends on what SCP you choose to eat. Obviously, there are some SCPs that are harmless. There are some SCPs that are going to kill you, depending on what they do. Cyberclaws, thank you for donating again to say, I escaped and took 023 with me. Well, I don't remember what 023 is off the top of my head, but put it back and get that back in your containment cell or something bad is going to happen to you. Dr. Knight 4, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Scapegoat, thank you for donating again to say, I have no more questions, just like to support a handsome doctor. Well, thank you for the complimentary. This is how we move forward with our evil and sexy plans. Just because you're asexual doesn't mean you can't be a dreamboat. Yes. What if that one Bible ate a Bible? Or what if that one Jesus ate a Bible with no condiments? Well, there is a Vor Jesus inside of Vor Jesus. So it's possible the Vor Jesus inside of Vor Jesus could come out to swallow Vor Jesus, and then Vor Jesus is inside Vor Jesus again. I'm going to go cross-eyed. This is a lot. SCP-023 is a dog where if you look into its eyes, you or your family member will die of a heart attack. Oh, okay, the black shuck, so to speak. So, yes, put the dog back. Yes, if I am to show you one more time before we sign off the locale where I'm meeting this anomalous dealer. Soon there will be a meeting between myself and this anomalous drug dealer, and we'll see if I can get a proof that there is a drug that can temporarily turn people into reality benders. At least that's what the Green Thumbs believed, and so if we can figure this out for real, perhaps we can securely contain and protect the situation. Red Devil DJ, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a waffle on your way past the commissary. SCP-023 is a Euclid class SCP. That makes sense. Dr. Nightfor, thank you for donating again to say, I'm sending a researcher through the multi-fanverse to gain some more knowledge on how to contain anomalies from your team. Well, very helpful. The more the merrier at this point. And that means Site-42 staff, we are currently at the end of stream. And at the end of stream, as always, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Of course, I'm going to tell you the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorite. That would be cheating. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site-42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There's a quick link to it at our support link, which is beacons.ai/Site-42. If you want to go to my author page, you can see all the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects too. And while you're there, you could go one tab over to find some links. Some links that a lot of people ask about, but they just never seem to find. It's really sad for them. But not for you guys, Containment Hazard Assessment Team. You guys know how to find those links. And while you're at those links, you can become a Patreon patron or YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You could do a Ko-Fi or a YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. Either way, we appreciate your direct donations. They are the quickest way for keeping the Site-42 team afloat, so thank you very much. Meanwhile, if you are part of the Broke Gang and you are unable to donate, that's fine. We understand starving artists in our arts community for sure. That's a trope for a reason. But as long as you are doing that like, share, subscribe, comment, and chat mambo on our videos and streams, as well as on the projects of other SCP content creators we support, you are a valued and honored member of Mobile Task Force Sci-42, coding the Signal Boosters. And thanks to your support, we are able to boost up the SCP Wiki and its authors, artists, animators, game devs, filmmakers, merch makers, etc., so that we are able to do even more big SCP projects, SCP movies, SCP games. That's where it's going to come in, and we appreciate your service for that. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed round. 3999-304-3008-J-Spooky-J503-15175-532-08980. Content warning on the last one, it's a rough read. Site 42 staff, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. This has been another field mission with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. One more time, I want to thank the Spook Easy Lounge in Tampa, Florida, for hosting our stream today with their very unique decorative sensibilities. And so, Site 42 staff, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect, and I'll see you in the next video or stream. Because there's a song playing, I cannot think of a good credit song to put over it. Nor do I know what this song is. But be safe, be well, Site 42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect.